in the entire country.
Everywhere
Their
in the
stand
entire country.
is
Their
the
stand is
deposited
question
with the
papers were
banks on
deposited
3rd
with
of
the
May.
banks on 3rd of May.
And in their custody, it
And
remained
in
in a
their
wallet,
custody,
and no
it
bank
remained in a wallet, and
officials
no
are
bank
accused and have been
officials are
arrested.
accused
There is
and
no
have been
allegation
arrested.
against bank
There is
officials.
no allegation against bank officials.
By the way, in the ordinary course, before the exam, when were they supposed to leave the vaults of the bank? Supposed to leave the vaults of the bank?
Exam was at 2 o'clock on. Exam was at 2 o'clock on.
15 in
They
the
say
morning.
that they say that center head will go. Center head will go.
Paper. Now there is another system.
Both
So
banks,
the
SBI and Canara
banks,
banks,
SBI and
Canara
Canara
bank,
paper from both banks, whereas
paper from both banks, whereas
only from one bank.
paper only from one bank.
Now tell us one thing.
And distribute.
There are
There are
two
two
possibilities, distinct possibilities.
One,
One, the paper gets leaked. The paper gets leaked before the questions are lodged in the custody of the Canara Bank and the Canara Bank and the State Bank of India. Which means that the leak has taken place. Which means that the leak has taken place. Third, they were all safely with State Bank and Canara. The alternate hypothesis is that the leak takes place after they are distributed from the Canara Bank and the State Bank of India and are bound for the
That is a remote possibility for the reasons.
Going by their hypothesis, between 8:15 in the morning, when the students were according to them given the paper, it's very unlikely that in 2 hours the questions were solved.
Everything they were made to memorize. They were made to memorize. This is impossible.
The alternate hypothesis appears to be more logical according to you. Occurred even before the question papers were lodged with the.
Correct. That's right. That is my respectful submission. That is my respectful submission.
Unless it is their case, that the leak happened when it
has sometime before the third, sometime
Taking it into where they were taking it and there for days together. For days together in private hands.
So what is when was NTA established?
It was 17. The first 17 Neet exam they conducted in 2019.
But 2019 onwards, the questions have always been handled by private companies or private companies or private couriers?
En route, there are checks. There are checks. Any courier company or any employee of a tempers with the vehicle in which vehicle in the transporting the trunks registered on a real-time basis digital footprints. I'll be able to show. But how is the digital
footprint not available here?
CBI has investigated. En route, tempering en route.
There is no tampering. Hey, don't laugh. I mean, we are asking a serious question. We are asking a serious question. We are not trying to poke fun at the argument or anything. We are trying to understand it. We are trying to understand it.
No, I understand. Let us.
According to you, where does the leak?
There is no leak which has taken place. Where is the breach? There is a breach where we have the timing, where we have the CCTV footage of someone going inside particular center. That's what I wanted to show to you.
What time does that take place?
Yes, my lord, it is 9. Give me the first report. Lord, it's a part of my. Between 8 to between 8 to in the morning 8 to 9:23. A person goes in. Photograph the and comes out. Thereafter, my lord, your lordship will find, my lord,
But one second. Assuming that happens between 9:20, we have to test this hypothesis in the ordinary course of things. According to you, the students got the question paper at about 10 o'clock.
After it was solved.
Is it likely? Questions, there are 180 questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Is it possible that in 45 minutes between 9:30 and 10:30 and 10:15 they would have problem solvers? They would have problem solvers preparing the answers to 180 questions and then putting it together for the students in 45 minutes.
1 hour and there were seven solvers. I can't divulge all this. I can't divulge all the report. There were seven solvers. There were seven demarcated 25 questions. And I can tell you lots of why they were required to memorize. We are all of us are sitting in one classroom. The 180 plus 20 questions would be passing. The number of the question would be
That's a jumbled up.
my question number one, my question number eight would be his question number eight. Nobody can give a answer sheet ready. Answer sheet ready. A answer is D, B answer is D. They will have to memorize. And so far the investigation has been able to identify 18 students. Because of this lack of time, because they were asked 10 to 12, because they were asked center, they have to report to the center, they have to report to the center.
But also the whole hypothesis that within 45 minutes to an hour, not only was there a breach, but the entire question paper was solved in a space of 45 minutes and then given to the students.
Within 1 hour.
Seems to be very far-fetched. In 1 hour, all that happened.
Within 1 hour, and there were seven solvers, and seven solvers bifurcated questions.
So, according to you, the leak, the breach occurred when the
8:02 a.m. in the morning to 9:23 in the morning.
It was taken out.
So the papers left the vault at 8 o'clock. 8:02.
9:23. They didn't have much time, therefore.
But what time did the papers leave the vault of the State Bank of India or Canara Bank, whichever bank?
7:30, which is under the videography. We have, under the CCTV, we have recovered the footage, and there is no.
So 7:30 they leave the bank.
Yes.
After that, the paper
They
is.
bring it to the center.
What time does it reach the center?
5 minutes.
From Hazaribagh.
7:45. And since the.
No, पटना में भी तो होगा ना कोई पेपर.
So, but assuming that it was 8:02 to 9:30.
We have evidence to show. I'll be able to show it to your lordship. And that is why, that is the reason why, because the students got only 2 hours to memorize the questions. I'll be able to show that. Out of 18 students who are identified, who were brought at a particular place, only one student is getting possible admission. Of course, now he would be facing the debarment, etc. Only one.
But there are about 225 students totally involved. 225.
No, but I cannot give the figure, but it would not cross 150. That's our estimate. And I will be able to substantiate these facts, my lord, by the very meticulous investigation conducted. My lord, the person who went inside for the purpose of breaking is arrested. The
CBI second report.
Lord, I would request your lordship, my lord, to closely scrutinize the CBI appeal, status report. My lord, if your lordships can, my lord, may I request? May I request in report number 1, kindly read from para 27 onwards.
Now see report number 2.
Yes.
Report number 2.
Yesterday, my lord, it was filed yesterday. Would your lordships consider?
Para 113.8 at page 13.
Second. Your lordships are on para?
Page 13, para 113.8.
Yes. The total number of candidates so and so from the are around so and so. Therefore, my lord, I said that it would not cross roughly, my lord, 150. And at every stage of the travel route,
113.8,
8, my lord?
113.8. Just read it in your mind.
Yes, the
That's
total
all.
number
That's all.
around 150.
This is your figure.
Yes, sir. Therefore, I said my total would not
Correct.
cross 150. It check.
It's between Patna and Hazaribagh.
Patna.
What is the distance between?
Lord, it is at a distance. Lord, the one gang member who was also at Hazaribagh, Lord, sent it by WhatsApp.
How much? 240.
It is my 240 around. And their model is, my lord. Lord, their model is not to allow students also to take photographs because if it leaks, Lord, they have been given, well, kindly, Lord, this is crucial. The parents have given post-dated checks.
Time started at what time?
Lord, para 50 of first report, my lord, if your lordships can see on this in this context, my lord. Page 19.
Even 15 questions.
Let's say request to once again go through, my lord, these two reports. My lord, their modus operandi or business model, my lord, whichever way we put it, is they ensure that the paper is not leaked and given to students whose parents have given post-dated checks over and above the advance money. So that if it leaks and spread into thousands of people, then the examination is cancelled and they will not get anything. So students when called uh, for the purpose of memorization were asked to keep their mobiles out. They also purchased, I don't wish to divulge much, it's mentioned there, my lord. Accused are in custody.
10 lakh.
Lord, we are not adverse to the petitioners, my lord.
The problem solvers been arrested by the CBI?
3 of them yesterday. Today also something has happened.
Doctors at AIIMS, Patna.
Sorry?
Not doctors, I think. Don't, now you say medical students. Earlier you said doctors. Why are you doing this?
Doctors or medical students at Patna. Their age, that is very safe. Yesterday. I don't know what has happened today. It's an evolving situation.
Because their investigation will show us when they got the question papers. So, you know,
Where-
I'll tell you
in
one
which
thing.
hotel they were-
Tell you what is worrying us is how much was the period between the time when the breach occurred and the time of the exam.
Not more
The
than
shorter it is, the less the likelihood of a widespread dissemination.
2 to
If
2.5
if that time period is say 3 days, then obviously that there's a greater danger
Obviously.
if that time period is say about 4 hours, then the
No,
only
let
question
me
is.
assure the petitioners, I am not adversarial to them.
Second,
Their concern is genuine.
I mean, we have to also look at it this way. Does somebody pay, say, 75 lakhs of rupees for a 45-minute they go into an exam?
Not that much also.
They will not.
It's not, my lord, the figure is also not there.
The question is, would they then seek to recover the
Para
money?
105, also first report.
105, no? Maybe, my lord, because, so this is post literature, yes, my lord. My lord, meritorious. The parents underestimated. It is really, my lord, a painful thing. It is a painful thing. When we went, my lord, I can't share all this, my lord, where we went for interrogation. But some girls' engagement was going. Are considering whether it is a localized event which can be identified student-wise or it is a widespread.
Conscious of your limitations also, because investigation is still going on.
That's right. That's right.
Investigation is still unfolding. Is there any material to any material to indicate that a similar pattern was replicated outside Patna and Hazaribagh?
No, my lord, no.
My Lord,
None.
there is only one instance. No. My Lord, in Godhra, that OMR sheet thing, they say that the plot was that the students will leave the OMR sheets unmarked, and in the time between time for examination is over and before it is deposited, the geography deposited. The common sense suggests that he can't do it as a geography teacher unless the paper is.
Ultimately, nothing happened because the
But
district
they did.
district administration stepped in.
That they
What?
prevented it by arresting the person before he could do the needful. But the question is, there was people from different states had come, filled that center. But
How many students, just 1 second. Godhra, how many students appeared?
in total, not the students, but
But nobody is getting admission.
we can't.
Nobody is getting admission.
Your lordship will allow me to
What has
speak for a
happened?
while?
But
What has-
nobody possibly nobody is getting admission because it never went to successful fruition. in
That's right.
Godhra.
What has
But tell us one thing. Totally, Godhra, how many centers were there? Just I mean, we just wanted to
I'll just follow. In the meanwhile, then what happened in Godhra?
Just but only,
My
just tell
learned
us what
friend is
happened.
right. My learned friend is right. There was a person called Tushar Bhatt. He was the center superintendent, that in charge of that center. He assured students that you pay me this amount. What I will do is I'll ask the physics teacher and chemistry teacher to fill up the answer sheets. Whatever you can answer positively, you are confident, you answer. Otherwise, leave blank because
Tushar, who is Tushar Bhatt?
Tushar Bhatt is a city, he is a physics teacher.
Center
Center
superintendent,
superintendent, himself
well-
is a physics teacher.
no,
And he's,
geography teacher. If I read correctly, it's a geography teacher.
I'll just follow check.
That's what
But
we have read.
physics teacher and
So he
geography.
was like the invigilator at the center. He was the invigilator at the center.
In charge of the center, but the physics.
And it is alleged that, after the students had filled in their OMR sheets,
He would get
the
3
blanks,
hours.
the blanks would be filled in by the.
Filled in by me. This information was, my lord, came to the knowledge of district magistrate and district education officer.
Lord, this was
There-
a month before, Lord, I had shown the email a month before this information was
So
given.
Godhra has nothing to do with the paper leak per
Paper
se.
leak, my lord. Therefore, the,
Except that what they are saying is that if the center in charge had made that representation, obviously he had the answer somewhere.
no,
That's right.
what he said was, that they are also arrested.
But were any of the solved question papers recovered from the center in charge in Godhra?
He was not permitted, my lord, because the officers came at 2 o'clock on. They sat through the exam. And in their presence, they ensured that everything is sealed and sent. So those who kept blank remained blank.
And now from totally, how many students appeared from Godhra? Totally. How many centers were there in Godhra? If you can- 2 centers in Godhra. How many total number of students in Godhra? 2513. Now, out of the 2513, how many come within the cutoff for 1.08 lakh seats?
How many are likely?
Around 12 minutes.
And how many come within that 1.08 lakh, the last cutoff?
12, my lord, I'm
12.
12.
About 18.
18.
One center 12, another center about 6. We have given this pattern of mark distribution also, their performance also is,
Students at Godhra, out of the 2,513, had come in from, who had changed their centers.
Please, the 14 could do it. Its application was done by about 36. It was not allowed for, on account of non-availability. Only 14 were allowed change of center.
Is there anyone getting out of?
No.
Out of 14, nobody is getting admission in there. 1,08,000.
Who originally applied, somebody from.
Mr. Hoda, then even Godhra seems to be a sort of a localized, see, Godhra,
Cheating issue more than, my lord.
Godhra, it never went through. In the sense that before they could do anything, there were arrests.
Yes, Lord. My submission is not that
Right.
actually the cheating has happened in Godhra, but I say the leak footprint was not confined to Patna. The
It came to
paper had
Godhra.
gone everywhere and
Not
there was.
everywhere. We at least now, we take your point that there's a likelihood that the leaked answers had traveled to Godhra as well.
That's right.
But Godhra, there's one clear distinction that the students had no opportunity to put
That's
their,
That's right. Lord, somewhere they are caught, somewhere they are not.
Actually.
Yes.
because because the process was not the students memorizing the question, but the
It was.
the center in charge putting the
That's
right dots.
But Lord,
That never took.
has a widespread footprint or not. Now, this is one of an indicator that this Mr. Tushar Bhatt had the answers beforehand so that he can do it. So it's a possibility. A possibility cannot be ruled out that he had the sold question paper. भी हो सकता है ना, ये तो पकड़ा गया है बस
Godra?
Yes, they are also arrested.
I see.
And with Mr. Tushar Bhatt, who, it's a case of cheating. He cheated the students that you pay me 10 lakhs, I'll do this.
It's a case of malpractice, but it assumes that they had the benefit of the answer sheets.
That's right.
The solved question paper.
That's right.
Because those physics and chemistry teachers who were to fill in the blanks, they would also have, they will not do it on the spot. They would have the pre-prepared swab.
Mr. Bhatt said, Mr. Bhatt said, Mr. Bhatt said, I would have 3 hours before I seal the answers. So he gave it to the students or the parents.
That was his representation.
That is his representation, based upon which he recovered some money.
Mr. Huda, from what we have now, I think we can wrap up your submission because you're the other side.
Just quickly wrap up
Now,
in 10
it
minutes.
appears that Godhra, I don't think we can say is an example of a very widespread
I have just
case.
one thing to point out.
But there is no evidence to indicate that actually that scheme went through. In which case, as of now, we find that there is only wrongdoing which has taken place in Hazaribagh and Patna. To postulate that, on that basis, then the only thing which we are left with are the statistics.
And
That 61 students got 720 out of 720. Out of 61 students, as we now know, 44 got it because of that award of full marks, treating both the options of a question as correct. Can we cancel an examination only on that basis?
yes,
That's the
let
point.
me very
Or is it something which falls short of the threshold which requires the court to cancel an
Let me,
entire examination?
very rapidly give me my view. A month before, admittedly, college Kaka, which I pointed out on the first date also, wrote to NTA that college Kaka is a counseling center on 3rd of April 2024. More than a month, OMR sheets being filled up later is going to happen. Please take care. The email is received on 3rd of April to the appropriate concerned authority for investigation and necessary action. So this conspiracy was already a month before hatched.
Solved.
I'll just do it.
But one more angle, this Mr. Bhatt, Tushar Bhatt, would have the question paper from 2 o'clock onwards, not after 5. One of his students can give it to him. And they would start solving it. And thereafter somebody, that was his the idea of committing fraud, and therefore he started approaching parents of his knowledge. We have recovered 30 post-dated checks.
Yes, my lords wanted to know.
Rapidly, my lord, wrap it up.
Whose center was changed, which they say is pre-planned and conspiracy. Not even a single candidate has come. Actually, at that was.
Well, the story they are giving to this honorable court that the paper was collected from Hazaribagh at 7:30 and 240 kilometer in the transit, there was a breach. And on that breach, everything happened. Paper was
I
sold.
don't think that is the case.
Well,
It's
that's
not
the case.
Mr. Solicitor, is it your case, Mr. Kaushik?
Yes.
No, not from Hazaribagh.
Where?
It traveled to Hazaribagh to one of the gang members.
Lord, that
It
is
happened in Patna.
Lord, Lord, it's a,
It's his school.
Oasis school is in Hazaribagh, your Lord,
Right.
right? Where this breach happened.
But the breach occurred at Oasis School, according to you.
And
The
we have the
school-
CCTV footage,
That
the
the school
footage
is 3rd of May.
before 8:02 AM, where both the trunks are like this. After 9:23, both the trunks are
And what about the Patna breach?
It is linked.
linked to Hazaribagh. On a para 50, my lord, if you're
What they
not-
say
No,
is
but
that-
therefore, the Hazaribagh, the leak occurred in Oasis School, according to you.
Yes,
But in Patna, how is it linked to Hazaribagh?
my lord, the gang was. If your lordship sees para 50 of my first report.
Lord, 3rd of May, the Hazaribagh, it reached 3rd of May. School.
My lord, page 19. Chintu is Hazaribagh. This Chintu is Patna. Yes, and they ensured, my lord, that they purchase a new mobile with a new SIM card so that there is no further leak.
I'm not sure. 45 minutes, the whole question paper can be solved. So the primary breach occurs at Hazaribagh,
Yes.
where the questions, the solving also takes place at Hazaribagh. It's relayed to Patna and then disseminated at 10:15. So that means between 9:30 and 10:15, the entire 180 questions were solved.
After
Is
question.
the Patna FIR, the Patna police who first launched the FIR
Can I?
at 6 o'clock. They say we were tipped off by our people by the police in Hazaribagh. We catch that man there. That man tells us that we were on there on the previous evening itself. We were taken to this play school and all this was memorized. And what came in the NEET exam was exactly the same. So therefore, the leak, it has reached Patna on the 4th.
No, but the
Please read the FIR. Please read the FIR. Please read the Patna
FIR is
FIR.
not the final copy.
The Patna FIR, the Patna police, what,
My lord, would your lordship?
it's the Patna
Well,
FIR which is
on-
crucial.
only
And why?
a minute.
and
The
ju-
case
just
diary,
one-
do we have the case diary of the Patna police?
The Patna
We have
police has
we have
submitted,
recovered. On-
they have submitted a report.
My lord, let me- my lord,
Which is an EOU report to the ministry. That report has not been placed before your lordships because the CBI takes over on the 22nd of June.
Huh? What is-
Or before that, the investigation was done by Patna, by the EOU. The EOU submitted a comprehensive report which is not before your lordship.
My
Your
lord-
lordships compares that report with what the CBI has done. Many more questions will arise.
Now, let me answer questions rather than arising questions. And please don't.
Okay, please summon that.
We are in the
report.
court, not on the screen. Please see. My lord, para 50.
My lords, that's an unwanted thing from the Solicitor General.
Anyway, my lord, para 50 at page 90.
That's not,
At
All-
10:15 AM,
Mr. Mehta,
that anyway. At
Jolly.
10:15 AM on 5/5/24, so-and-so received NEET solved exam question paper number so-and-so. Your lordship knows, my lord, there was a burnt question paper which was found by Patna police. And burnt question paper had the center number. Question number so-and-so.
Which Kumar accesses it in OA?
This Lord, Lord, may I say something? Lord, para 51 also. One part goes at 10:35. Malad, at the outset, Mr. Hegde is a dear friend. We pull each other's legs, but this was unwarranted. Leaving it at that. But half of the question, Malad, paper was received at 10:35. Your Lordship would find page 21, the photograph. They burnt the question paper because they didn't want that to travel anywhere else because that was their the source of money. But a part was not fortunately recovered, which contains this 6136488. This is the center number of
Hazaribagh, how many centers were there?
five.
Five. Just once, I'll make a note of that.
So students were also allowed from all over the centers. The leak is at one center, but OS is allowed, but
Centers. Totally, how many students in Hazaribagh?
one. Many हैं भाई. The candidates कितने हैं? अच्छा, total candidates.
Total.
Candidates. That entry.
5 centers, 2,736. 736.
2736. कितने qualify होते हैं?
How many candidates would now fall in that 1.08 lakh? How many of those 2,700 would have qualified for admission?
We will.
Because we'll see.
One thing is clear, they are not in the first. Lord, kindly see, my lord, report of the IIT Madras.
That we got 56,000 are for the government medical colleges, the rest will be.
Hazaribagh or Patna, my lord, doesn't find place there. So possibly,
Let's,
very few would be, my lord, selected.
in the 1.08 lakh candidates, how many? We want to now see, because admittedly there has been a breach at Hazaribagh and Patna.
It's from all 5 centers, those who would be able to qualify are around 80 only.
1.8.
80, 80.
8.
यहाँ से देखना पड़ता है।
How many centers in Patna?
I'll give you a lot.
Lord, in first 60,000, earlier, in first 60,000, 60, in 2023, Patna had 1993 students. I am reading from the report of the IIT. Now it has come down to 1561 students. First 60,000. Thereafter, my lord, I'll.
Now this time Patna, how many centers were there? 7 centers? They are saying 7.
12 centers.
12 centers. And totally how many candidates?
I'll give you exact.
Continue करना है
कहाँ पे? नहीं, वो तो first 100, लेकिन first, मतलब those who will be qualified.
continue on Monday at 10:30, so that we'll take this before we take our, so by lunch, we would have concluded the matter on Monday. So we would like to have a copy of the Bihar Police, report. If that can be circulated.
EOU.
EOU.
Now, there are two. One is local police. Thereafter, it was transferred to EOU. I'll place both.
So let the both be placed, and if they can supply us.
So
also the
we'll take it up on Monday at 10:30, and we'll do our miscellaneous board Monday post, lunch. Hopefully we'll finish this by lunch.
I think.
My lord, Advocate Darbara here. I have like two requests, my lord.
The counseling can be stayed, Lord, because the counseling they have slated.
Counseling takes 3-4 months. But
We're doing it after 2 days, basically.
we
Monday,
were
that's
to
fine.
declare counseling, my lord, and it would start from 24th of July or something. My lord, I must bring it to your lordship's notice. It may not happen, my lord. that I-
We are taking it on Monday itself. We're now taking it on Monday itself.
Please.
Lord, may consider declaration of the result, because Lord, entire data, what they are talking about, we can't really corroborate it.
Until
If they can only.
They are, from the last
I
time.
will satisfy lordships. No examination declares, because this is individual's personal property, my lord. It's-
UPSC
you are
does
not-
it.
UPSC also does not. UPSC does not. I'll satisfy.
And why not they?
My learned friend appears for you.
But what if you declare the, put the results,
That mark,
minus the names, with only the roll numbers?
Yes, Lord, roll number send it.
I'll, my lord, just
Roll number
check
and
up.
center.
Sorry? Center and the, roll numbers.
But I would sit with them and examine. But now, my lord, what exercise, my lord, my learned friend wants your lordships to.
Or you can even do this, you can have masked roll numbers, so that no identity of a student is disclosed.
Yes.
So you can have masked roll numbers, in the sense you can have dummy roll numbers, but in a sequence,
In a sequence and center.
center wise.
That's it. So that we are also able to, Lord, apply our mind and maybe assist this honorable court better.
You can mask the center also. Yes. Center and roll number. Well, identity of the student, my lord. There is one.
It has been submitted that it would be appropriate to direct the National Testing Agency. We have heard, Mr. Huda, Learned Senior Counsel, appearing on behalf of the petitioners. Full stop. However, during the course of the discussion, in open court, we've also had the benefit of brief interjections by counsel on both sides, including by Mr. Tushar Mehta, Learned Solicitor General, and Mr. Kaushik, Learned Senior Counsel, appearing on behalf of the NTA. Full stop. The petitioners have submitted.
No, my lord, I am yet to be argued, my lord.
Yeah. The petitioners have submitted that it would be appropriate if the result of the UG 2024 NEET examination is published on the website by NTA, so as to bring about some transparency on the center-wise marks obtained by candidates.
No, center then are identified.
Sorry?
Centers, my lord, center and number, my lord, will mask.
Without center.
In each center, there are 5,000 people.
My lord, keep it.
In a center, there will be 5,000 people. What is-
We direct NTA to publish the marks obtained by students in the UG NEET 2024 examination, while at the same time ensuring that the identity of the students is masked to preserve.
Identity at the center. We make
entire-
it pretty.
Lord,
And identity of the students is masked.
Something to say. Yes, sir.
Center, please let them, you see, because that's the basis on which they may be able to perform.
They have
to
analyzed
indicate some
center.
trends, etc. If they can't, they fail, but at least there's a sense of.
We are undertaking an exercise, my lord, from the reverse. That now let us see whether there is without any material. They have not shown any material of any material.
See, what is happening actually, Mr. Solicitor, what is happening is this.
Just let's see.
In fact, the reason why we were engaging in a very detailed line of inquiry is because the fact that there was a leak, at least in Patna and Hazaribagh now is,
Leak, the theft.
yeah, but there was a leak in the sense that there was
Leak.
the question papers, the question papers had been disseminated before the exam. That is undoubted. Question which we are now wanting to consider is whether this was only confined to these centers, in which case there's no question of a retest, or whether this was more widespread. Now, the students have a certain degree of handicap because they would never have the kind of data which is necessary to prove.
Data goes to the coaching centers, and there are several problems. This is not just students with which we are dealing with.
No, that's right. There's no difficulty. Therefore, we are not saying that you publish we want the students' identity to be masked because we don't want students to be approached. You can have dummy roll numbers, but in a series for those students, so that no student's identity can be diverged.
That is sufficient
But-
safeguard, will.
Let us see center-wise what was the mark pattern.
Yes, that's right.
At the end of it,
It's a data point.
at the end of it, Mr. Kaushik, even if they fail, we will have the satisfaction, they will have the satisfaction of having done their duty.
That's right.
But if the data does reveal something which has not appeared to us as laypersons, as judges, they will assist us at least. We'll.
We have
So
to
grateful.
say, let me discuss. If there is no difficulty, the losses may not.
No, that is the difficulty, my
I'll
lord.
ensure, my lord, that is perfect.
Lord, investigation is concealed from us. Result is concealed.
The result should be the result should be declared in relation to each center separately.
Lord, we fix that time because ultimately they do, if
This
they declare
exercise
it
may
on
be
a-
done. This exercise shall be done.
Kindly have sensitivity. So there are reasons. I don't
Let it be.
argue that. It is not wish to argue.
My lords, they have declared top 100 everything.
Center-wise.
Yes, it's.
They have given it to IIT Madras, my lord. They have given their analysis. center-wise.
we have given because they are not
City and center wise, we'll say city and center.
My lord, your lordship.
This may, we will say that this may be, the results will be uploaded by 5 p.m. On tomorrow, on Friday.
Great.
Let them have an opportunity to, at the end of it, we'll see what to do.
Because center wise can be deferred till.
No, let it be done. Otherwise, we have to see the end of the matter by Monday. Let them, so yes, Mr. Venkataraman.
Let's kindly make it day after tomorrow, because 24 lakh students minutes, it will take time to compile in that manner. Day after tomorrow.
The click of a button that you can get. They have given already.
By Saturday, 12 noon.
My lord, there is a great urgency, my lord. It's not about meat. It's about, my lord, MSME. And my lord, High Court passed an order in the morning, my lord.
Email.
No, my lord,
Our batch circulate an email. That's what we do to everyone.
My lords, if I may mention an intervention in the current matter, please, Vanshika Yadav, sir.
Who's mentioned?
Me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, we submitted our document on 16th morning. For some reason, it did not show in listing. This represents students from MP, from rural backgrounds and backward classes who have gone through great hardship to go through that NEET exam.
You don't want a repeat, right? Or you don't want
We
a
just
retest.
want that whatever decision comes, we seek an interim relief, my lords, that if a retest is ordered, in case a provisional counseling can be provided, that would be great. If a retest for any
Very
reason is
premature
ordered,
at this stage. Very
some sort of
premature.
exception may be made, sir.
We are in the course of hearing the matter. We haven't formed an
Sir, so if the application may be kindly taken on record, I'll be very obliged.
application. You mean your petition?
The intervention application, sir, we filed it on 16th itself, however, it has not shown on record.
Yes, it's no difficult.
Obliged, sir.
Yes, Mr. Venkataraman.
Third batch is listed
Sorry?
today. Income tax part third batch.
Income tax, we will take it on Tuesday.
Lord, may I only request, your lordship can take it, my lord, there's a battery of councils to argue that side also. Will your lordship kindly hear, because being a part third, we are not able to go to any other court also, we're not able to do work here. We are really distracted.
Tuesday morning, Mr. Venkataraman.
At first matter and us first,
Yes, yes,
that's the
yeah,
only request, my lord, because
Absolutely.
it is
But-
always listed
Mr.
first but
Venkataraman,
goes last.
Actually, throughout my career, I have followed the practice. Overnight part third comes first on board. But this matter.
Well, I
has
understand.
social
Well, if there is a time
ramifications.
constraint, your
We have
lordship
to
can
take
even
up the-
adjourn it, but we're not going to anywhere. That's a difficulty. We have to say that.
Tax matter first, Tuesday go first on board.
Like,
Studio Flips. I wear Mac.
All right, I'm going to cut across straight to Rahul Gandhi, leader
Honorable
of
Speaker,
opposition, making his speech.
for the
Listen in.
opportunity